Hello everyone, I'm Zoreen, you're watching Esports Network and I'm here with NAF. Hey man, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, thank you for asking. Now, we'll get right into the questions. How's everything been going ever since you joined the boys?
The boys. All right, the boys have been doing good now. When I first joined them, it was obviously a new experience. I never played with any Australian players before, so they called stuff in different ways. I'm just like, what are you guys saying? Like, speak English? No, call in English? But no, when I first joined them, it was kind of like a rocky start. I wasn't like really that happy with like the way that things were going at the start, but after just time, practice, putting in hours as a team, it started paying off a bit as we won the Asian Minor, Shanghai, second at Avatar Masters like a few days ago. But here, unfortunately, out in groups, but I feel like we did fairly well.
And was it like an obvious choice for you, or were you looking at like a lot of other options as well?
It was kind of like weird. I had like a few options, but I just looked at the options that I felt like I had the best chance at like winning and achieving stuff. Because like, if I'm not really like achieving stuff at an international level, like that can compete with international teams like Europeans and all that, like I don't really want to play really. Like I just play to win, obviously as much as I can. But yeah, I chose Renegades because I felt like they had the best chance at achieving as much as they could.
How does it feel now to look at OpTic and, I mean, their roster has changed so much. Like, how do you feel about it looking at the team now?
Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy. Like when Rush and Tarek left for C9, there was like obviously no NA players that were worth picking up that could keep the team at the same level or even higher as it was before. So obviously, I guess like Mixwell, he wanted to get Europeans, so they got Europeans. Unfortunately, I had to go because you have to like live in Europe if you want to play with those players. So I was kind of like forced out, unfortunately, which kind of sucked. But yeah, I was in a pretty tough spot. But yeah, overall, I think the OpTic team is doing pretty well. They put up some decent results. They made playoffs here. Unfortunately, they didn't make it to the stage, but I think overall they're doing pretty well.
It's so weird to, think of OpTic and not think of like, hey, it's an NA team anymore. Do you think of like Renegades as an NA team now?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. We're pretty split. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we're just a great mix. Obviously, yeah, we're playing in North America, so like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'd call them both NA team, Australian team.
Would you consider, like, I mean, you obviously said going to Europe was not really on the cards. Was that like, is that something you would consider doing in the future?
At the time, like at the time they wanted to get HS. That's what they told me. But at the time, I told them like I'm not sure if I want to do it. But honestly, if it ever came the chance again that I would have the offer maybe to move to Europe or something like that, ever just like in a long road down the future or whatever happens, I would say yes. Yeah, because like I thought like I just prefer to win over anything else. I prefer to win over the money or anything. Just like I just want to win.
Awesome. And how do you feel now looking at what Rush and Tarek are doing on C9? Do you feel like any of the strats that they run there are familiar, or like you're like, oh man, that's such a Tarek or Rush thing to do?
First off, I'm happy for them that they got on C9. I think right now they have like the best. They're like the NA super team, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'm really happy for them. But Tarek and Rush, a bunch of traitors, and I'm just kidding. Like I said, yeah, I'm happy for them. But yeah, like I don't know. I haven't seen much of their games. Like I don't know, but like I don't know with Tarek in-game leading. Like when he started in-game leading for us, he actually did like a pretty decent job. I didn't like expect him to be like that good at calling, that being that comfortable doing it. So yeah, I think like right now, I think they're doing a pretty good job. They made a bunch of top 4 and like semi-final finishes. So yeah, I think they're just going upwards from here on out.
Now, I talked to Azza before, and he said that there were a few communication issues, I guess you could say, that came up when you first joined the team. Can you give a specific example of like callouts or anything that really confused you or put you off?
What's up? I don't know. There was like this one time where like we're playing Cobble, and they were just like they're coming condors. I'm just like just mid round. I'm just like, what are you guys saying? like, where are they? But like, cause there's a lot of like doorways and all that stuff. So I was just like, what are you guys saying? Like, just mid-round, we're just in a match, just stuff's happening. I'm just like, yeah, can you just call that like just I don't know, something else?
So have you picked it up now? Are you using that lingo too?
Like at the start, we're just like, I'm just like, all right, guys, like we need to just call stuff like North Americans do, right? But like they're having troubles. Like Carlo Ustillo is still saying this stuff. I'm just like, okay, like I gotta be the one that says the stuff in the Aussie callouts because it's not working. I'm just getting confused and just back and forth. It's just I'm done. I'm leaning into them.
Nice. Well, you know, as an Australian myself, I have to say that. But looks like things have been going really well for you guys, and best of luck in the upcoming tournaments. If you want to see more CSGO coverage, be sure to check us out at Esports Network.